Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you about 4.nf.7, which is comparing decimals. And you will be comparing decimals with a variety of things from models to number lines and then also just standard form, place value. So we're going to go over that real quick. So here we go. It says right here in our math notebook, a quick tip: when comparing decimals, sometimes it is helpful to think of the decimals like money. That is a big thing. That's what I will teach you to do. Use us to compare greater than, less than, equal to, also known as the alligator mouse. So here's one showing us to compare two models. We have 5/10 and 45/100. The first thing that we like to do when we do this is compare 5/10 as money. So when we turn 5/10 into money, it becomes 50 cents. So you add your zero in like that, and then that makes it really obvious. So you have 50 cents versus 45 cents. And so then you know that the alligator, of course, would want to eat the 50 cents. It's the bigger one. Okay. Down here, another example of comparing two. So you have 31 hundredths versus 41 hundredths. The best way to do it is to convert it into money. Think of it as money. So 31 cents versus 41 cents. And you know the alligator will want to eat the 41 cents. This one right here is a little bit trickier just because of the zeros. It throws kids off sometimes. So you just want to rewrite this one into, this is 1/10. So you know that 1/10 is equal to 1 dime. And so that makes that a lot more obvious. So now you have a dime versus 9 cents. So we know that the alligator will want to eat the dime. So take the time to convert them into money and add your zeros to help you think clearly about it. This one over here, it looks a little tricky at first, but we know when we convert this, this really becomes the same thing. So 2 wholes and 70 tenths is the same thing as $2.70, which is the same thing as 2 wholes and 70 hundredths. So that becomes equal. Okay, so just take the time to add the zeros and you'll see. Okay, we're going to come up here to these in our math notebook. It's the same thing. When they just give you a tenths, just convert that into money so it becomes the 30 cents. So 32 cents versus 30 cents makes that easy. This one, you're going to convert this one too, so that becomes 50 cents, which is kind of hard to see with the math notebook like that. So 50 cents versus 5 cents. So the alligator wants 50 cents. Down here we have 27 cents versus 70 cents. You just add the zero to make it obvious. Down here, 3/10 will become 30 cents. 3/10 is 30. And then the alligator would want 33. Down here, 6/10 becomes 60 cents because 6/10 is 60 cents. And 9/10 becomes 90 cents. And so we know the alligator would want that. That's it with this comparing decimals. All you really need to do is add your zeros and think of it as money, and you got this. Now I'm just going to show you a little bit trickier of a version. So they might give you a fraction to compare with a decimal, but before you can do that, you have to go ahead and convert the fraction into tenths or hundredths to compare it to the decimal. So if I was comparing 4/5 to 47 hundredths, I first would have to change the 4/5 into tenths. And I know that 5 times 2 got me to 10. So 4 times 2 is going to get me to 8. So I've converted it now to an equivalent fraction of tenths. And then I know that 8/10 is equivalent to decimal 8. So 4/5 is really the same thing as 8/10. So now I think of 8/10 as money, and I know 8/10 as money is 80 cents. And now I know that 80 cents is more than 47 cents. One more quick little problem I want to show you is oftentimes they will give us a word problem to compare decimals, but you have to remember, especially if it's a word problem about like time or a race, if they're asking you for the best score, it's going to not be the highest number, it's going to be the lowest, because when you're running a race, you want to get done in the quickest amount of time. So if those were your choices to compare and you wanted to know who had the best score, you would know that 6 minutes and 14 seconds would be the best score in a race. and then it said who had the worst score, and that would actually be the higher number. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's one tricky thing they like to do.